Welcome to the Michael Vincent Podcast. Today's valuable insight comes from a great book written by the great Bob Proctor. It's the ABCs of Success. And there's so many little nuggets, little passages in here, but I want to talk about this specific one. It's titled Individualism. You are different. Henry Ford was once quoted as saying all Fords are exactly alike, but no two men are just alike. Every new life is a new thing under the sun. There has never been anything just like it before, never will be again. A young man ought to get that idea about himself. He should look for the single spark of individuality that makes him different from other folks, and develop that for all he is worth. Society and schools may try to iron it out of him. Their tendency is to put it all in the same mold. But I say, don't let that spark be lost. It is your only real claim to importance. That was excellent advice Ford left us, and it is worthy of considerable and serious thought. Countless millions of people spend their lives trying to be what others want them to be and doing what other people expect them to do. They force themselves into patterns of behavior that have been established for and by people with personalities entirely different from their own. Seeking to conform to those patterns, they dissolve into blurred mirror images as they snuff out their spark of individuality to imitate others. Rootless and dissatisfied, they strive frantically and most often vainly to find their own identities within the constricting limits of an existence alien to their own natures, instincts, and innate desires. Why? It takes courage to step out on your own and do your own thing, regardless of what others around you are doing. We have a tendency to follow the crowd, probably because that is what we were taught to do. In school, we were encouraged to be just like all the other good little boys and girls. Was that a bad thing? For some, yes. For others, no. Some people just never broke out of that habit and never developed their own individuality. We all admire the courageous person and quite often consider the individual who lacks courage a coward. However, that is not how Earl Nightingale saw it. He said that the opposite of courage was not cowardice, it was conformity. I believe the more you think about that, the more you will be inclined to agree with him. It does take courage to break away from the crowd, to go against the norm. It takes courage to stand up for the person who is being unjustly criticized, rather than agreeing and getting along with the crowd. It takes courage for the teenager to say no when all the rest of the kids begin going down the wrong path. Have you taken the time to think of what makes you different? If you haven't, you should. Take my advice and do as Henry Ford said. Develop that difference for all you are worth. The next time you are encouraged to fall in line to be a sport and everything in you says no, be courageous and go your own way. There is no compensation in conformity. The secret to happiness is freedom, and the secret to freedom is courage. It takes courage for you to step out and live your dream. Go after this goal that you see yourself living. It takes courage to do that. And a lot of people are going to talk you out of it or try to talk you out of it. Tell you can't do that. You've always been this way. Who are you to think that you could even do such a thing? It takes courage for you to say, I'm blocking all that out. And I'm going to go at this goal with everything I got because I believe I can do it. It takes courage to do that. Don't be content with just falling in line. Don't do what the masses are doing. If the masses are doing it, go the other way. Because most of the time, what the masses are doing, that's what the 95% of people are doing. You want to be part of that top 5% that top 2%, that top 1%. You have to do something different. You have to think different. You have to go a different way. Think outside of the box, outside of the norm, for you to get different results than the 95 or the 97 or the 98 or the 99%. It takes courage for you to do that. Now, how comfortable are you with doing that? How comfortable are you to trust your own opinion? Make your own decision and live with that result. Because if you want to do great things, you're going to have to make your own decisions. You're going to have to go based on what you think, not what someone else thinks, because you are going to have to live with that decision. Because most of school is wanting you to be the same. It's breeding you to everyone be the same. Get an education, learn these same trades. But what it's saying in this chapter is to develop your individuality. Find what your gift is and develop it. And that will pay you great dividends in the future. Because you will get paid based on 3 things: the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty there would be in replacing you. Now, how much would you be compensated if you did the same thing as the person next door in the exact same way? You'd only be compensated based on what they're getting paid. That's where you have to develop your own individual gift. Develop yourself, develop your ability to do it, and develop the difficulty in replacing you, which means the specificness, the specialization that you do it in, the difficulty there would be in replacing you. And that's what I'm doing with this podcast. I've developed a gift. I've identified my gift of sharing this information, being the light in this world. I'm developing myself at sharing that information, my ability to do it, and the difficulty there is in replacing me, the way that I do it, the uniqueness that I do it in. That's the law of compensation. And if you can understand that, you'll be able to 2, 3, 4, 10 times your income. Because now you understand you have a gift, you have to develop your ability to do it, and also make it difficult for people to replace you or for you to be replaced. And you do that by specializing in your craft. Be that in everything that you do. You are that person. All the great people that have achieved incredible things, they're all masters at their craft. They are that person down to their core. Not just sometimes. That's who they are. Now, identify what that gift is for you. What is your gift? What's the thing that is the easiest for you to do? The thing that comes most naturally, that you truly enjoy and are passionate about and can see a future with. Identify that gift, develop it, and master it. Master your craft. Be that person. Because you are unique. There's never been you, and there will never be you again. You are unique. So discover that gift and develop it and master it. Because that's only going to come from you. So take something from this episode today to develop your gift, find your gift, think about your gift, what that could be for you if you don't know. Like, comment, let me know in the comments what that gift is for you, how you've been developing it, how you've been mastering it. Share that so others can learn, so others can take from that. Make sure to like, share this with a friend, a family member who could use this. And I will see you next episode.